Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review of the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. If you guys follow me on Periscope, you would know that I sat down yesterday and tried to film well, not a first impression because I've used this a couple times already, but just a review of this foundation, and just the footage turned out absolutely terrible. I forgot to include an intro, which is just ridiculous. So yeah, I'm sitting down again to bring you guys a review of this foundation. Hopefully this works out and the footage turns out good, because I will probably strangle myself if it doesn't. But anyway, moving on, we're going to be reviewing this foundation. As I said before, I have tried this out a few times already, so I kind of know how it wears on my skin, but I'm not too sure how I feel about it as of yet. So yeah, I'm going to be wearing it throughout the day for you guys, letting you guys know my thoughts and opinions of it. So basically, this foundation is a foundation and concealer all in one, and it says it's allergy tested, 100% fragrance free, moderate to full coverage, and it is a natural matte finish. Alright, so the packaging, it looks like this. It is a glass bottle, so you probably wouldn't want to travel with it because it might smash and break, but personally I love glass bottles. I don't like buying a high-end foundation and it's just in like a package, like in plastic or rubbery packaging, you know what I mean? I want it to be glass and I want it to look nice, which is what this is. It looks really good. And the applicator is like a doe foot concealer applicator, so I think that kind of goes in with the theme of this being a foundation and a concealer all in one, which is why it's got like the little concealer applicator and it's like massive. I don't really like this for like hygiene reasons. Okay, so it's saying basically that you use this side of the product with like the flat side to spread it around your face, and then you use the slanted side because it's got a little dip and it holds more product to bring it down like the nose and like the centers of your face. And it says finish by using the pointy tip to spot conceal any trouble areas under the eyes, around the sides of the nose, on top of blemishes, pat and blend well with fingers. So I'm not going to be using fingers today because I don't like using my fingers to blend anything really. I am going to be trying it out with a sponge and a brush. So the shade that I got is 8 Golden Neutral. This is a little tiny bit too dark for me. This is like my perfect shade right after I fake tanned, but my fake tan is like a couple of days old now, so it is starting to wear off a little bit, so this isn't going to match me perfectly, but I think I'm just going to do a lighter coverage to show you guys, and we'll just kind of like make it blend in, do you know what I mean? I'm going to use my Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay underneath my eyes and stuff like that, so hopefully because that concealer is so light, it'll sort of counteract the very strong orangey yellow tones in this foundation that are way too dark for me at the moment. It matches my arms like perfectly, the foundation, but my neck is always a little bit lighter, so I might have to go in with some bronzer and warm that up, but that should be a-okay. This foundation retails for $50 Australian and $27 US, so it's not too expensive in my opinion. That's pretty good, and it has 1 fluid ounce of product in there, which is 30 mils, so it's pretty standard size foundation. They're usually 30 mils, 1 fluid ounce. But I think that's a really good price considering like some foundations can be like $70–80 for like the same amount of product. So I'm just going to start by applying some primer, because I always prime before I do my foundation, just because I don't like the idea of having no barrier between my skin and the foundation. I think like a primer creates that nice barrier and stops it from sinking into your pores too much. So I'm going to be using my Bare Minerals Prime Time Foundation Primer. This is the neutralizing shade. I actually used this in my last foundation review video. This is just my favorite primer. It is a colored primer, so it's tinted with a yellow tint, which is supposed to help neutralize redness and that sort of thing, but in all honesty I don't really notice it doing it too much. My skin is really dry at the moment, and that's like the most moisturizing primer that I own, so that's why I'm reaching for that. But yeah, don't be alarmed because it's not going to affect the coverage at all, because I can tell you now this foundation is like full coverage, like it's insane. And I think I'm just going to do like a couple of little swipes and then one on my forehead. And then it said like for the nose to do, see like that applies like a lot, do you know what I mean? That's freaking me out. I'm worried that I've applied too much, but we'll see how it goes. If I've got too much on this side, I'll try and blend it around. So yeah, I am going to go in with my Morphe M439 brush. This is my favorite brush for applying foundation. So I'm just going to kind of pat it into my skin, and just do like downwards motions mostly. So as you guys can see, this foundation is quite dark for my face at the moment because I do not have any fake tan on my face. So I'm actually going to take the doe foot side of the applicator and just add like a couple of swipes around my face. So that is what the right side of my face looks like when applied with a brush. I don't know, it's kind of funny, like it sits a little funny on my skin. Overall it's like amazing coverage, like you guys can tell now it completely changed the color of my face, do you know what I mean? And it isn't like I haven't put that much product on, if that makes sense. So it's like quite a dramatic difference. Also take like the color change into consideration as well. I do have quite translucent light skin with no fake tan on, so in order to get my face to match my body I do have to use quite a darker foundation. I feel like it doesn't really sit in my skin, it kind of sits on top of my skin, if that makes sense. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to go in now with the applicator again and just apply it to the other side of my face, and then I'm going to blend that out with my Real Techniques complexion sponge. This one is like really beat up right now, like I just went and washed it, and every time I wash it I swear it just falls apart a little bit more. I need to get a new one, but I've just been putting it off, you know. So I'm just going to take the doe foot side because I feel like that applies a little bit more than the other side, and like I just can't be bothered to fox around like going back in with layers and layers, you know. So yeah, just going to take the flat side and blend this out. I don't know, this foundation adds so much colour to my skin because I am so pale on my face at the moment that I kind of want a sheerer coverage, if that makes sense. But yeah, you guys can see that the brush applies it a lot more densely than the Beauty Blender side does. Having said that, I did apply a little bit more to that side, so I'm just going to go in with a little bit more now and see if we can build it up. So that is about all the coverage that I want for my face. It's coming up on camera as like a lot of coverage. And like it is a lot of coverage in real life, but the thing is like it's still letting my skin show through as like it naturally would, if that makes sense. Like I don't look cakey or anything like that. I think it's just like looks really dramatic on camera because my face was so pale, and then I put like this really tan foundation on and it just looks like it's a really big contrast, you know what I mean? The thing is it sits a little bit funny on my chin and my nose. Like that's the biggest thing for me. Like it's already started to settle into my lines around my mouth, and I don't really have smile lines as such, and it is kind of clinging to like my dry patch. Like I have a little dry patch just here from a little pimple, and it is kind of clinging to that. Yeah, I am going to go in with a little bit more, and I'm just going to apply underneath my eyes just to see if I can use this as a concealer like it says. So I'm just going to go back in with the sponge. I'm going to use the pointy end and just blend that out. So I just added a little bit more underneath my eyes, and I think it really did help to conceal my dark circles a little bit more. Other than that, I don't really want to add any more of like the foundation anywhere else other than around my nose, and maybe just like a little bit on the top of my nose as well, just to help cover it up, because I feel like it's separating a little bit, if that makes sense. So as you would have seen just then, I only did like a couple of pats into the skin and then left it, because I found when I was trying it out the other few times, if I swiped the foundation like around my face too much, especially on my nose, it would smear off and kind of separate. So I know in previous foundation reviews I've forgotten to include a photo using the flash on my camera, so I'm going to take a photo right now using the flash and show you guys what it looks like, and then I will insert another one later so you guys can see. But other than that, I will be back later on during the day to show you guys how the foundation is wearing and let you guys know my thoughts and opinions, and I will see you guys then. So I almost forgot to mention that I do have my skin softener on my camera in this video. Okay, so the problem with my skin softener at the moment, you guys, is in the last video that I filmed to get uploaded for you guys, I turned the skin softener off, but for some reason in some of the clips it was on, and then like in the other clips it was off. Like it kept swapping and changing depending on how close and how far away I was from the camera. So I don't know what was happening there, and it just ruined all of my footage, which is why I haven't had a video up on Friday, and I'm filming this on Monday, so I'm supposed to have a video up now and I couldn't get one up because the footage was just ruined by the skin softener. So yes, I am really sorry, because I know you guys don't really love me having the skin softener on, but I have it on low, like as low as it can possibly go, just because I'm really scared that if I turn it off it's going to completely fuck off my footage again. So until I have time to like play around with it and see how it goes having it off and that sort of thing until I can like pinpoint the source of like why it's screwing up so much. I'm just going to have to leave it on. But yeah, just know that I am actively working to try and fix this for you guys because it's driving me insane and I don't want to have to keep it on. But yeah, please don't be mad with me for that. Hey guys, so it is now 4:58 p.m. as you guys can see. It's been like three or 4 hours since I was on here last. I think I was on it like 1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 or 4 hours, I'm not really sure. But it's been a while since I put the foundation on, so I just thought I'd show you guys how it's holding up. So the reason I didn't check back in sooner was because I was filming a makeup tutorial and my camera was dying throughout it, so I had to keep recharging it and stuff, and it was really annoying. Plus I took a few breaks to have like lunch and stuff. So yeah, I am back now. The foundation is holding up pretty well. Like under these lights it looks so horrid. Like I don't know what it is, but like on my nose I feel like it just reflects every single little bump and it just looks so bad. And like it just looks cakey, you know what I mean? Like on my chin and my nose it looks so cakey and just gross. But then when I turn these studio lights off and I just look at it in the mirror, it's not that bad. So I don't know if it's just these lights or if these lights are reflecting what it truly looks like, or I'm not really sure. But anyway, I'm not like loving it. It's not like the most flattering foundation on me by any means. I feel like it is a little bit heavy. Like I can feel it around this part of my mouth, and that's like an indicator for me for like a heavy foundation. Like when I wear my Estee Lauder double wear, I can really feel it around my mouth. I don't think this foundation has any flashback so far. I did include a flash test photo previously to doing this little check-in, so I will take another photo for you guys now and just show you what it looks like with the flash on. The powder that I set my face with today is the NARS pressed powder in Beach, and as you guys can see, this is a coloured powder, so it's not translucent, but it doesn't really add any coverage to the face either. Overall, I think it's a really good match for my skin tone. And like in person, I think it looks really flawless and beautiful, but just under the studio lights, it's a little bit harsh. And it is quite heavy on my skin. So yeah, I will check back in another few hours because I now have to go and charge my camera so I can film another video for you guys. And I have to go and edit some footage so I can get a video up today for you guys. So yes, I will be back in like another few hours, and I will try and do 2 more check-ins for you guys before I finish the video and give you guys my final thoughts. So I'll see you then. Hey guys, so I am back and it is now 7:08 p.m. My eyes are really watery and I need to get these lashes off like ASAP. So yeah, this is going to be my last check-in because if you guys can notice, I can barely keep my eyes open. I'm really tired and I really just want to get this makeup off my face. I'm really sorry if there's a lot of noise in the background. My boyfriend is watching that kids movie Robot. But the foundation's held up pretty well. It's been like, how long have I had it on now? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7-8 hours ish. Like I said before, it's really cakey on my nose and on my chin. And I could probably do with like blotting my skin. Some of my bronzer and stuff's come up around my face a little bit. And I just had dinner, so there's like food all through my teeth, that is why. But yeah, other than that, I don't know, it's just not my favorite. You know what I mean? I feel like it just looks a little bit cakey on my skin. And like it's just not my go-to foundation. So yeah, I would recommend this foundation to people, like if you want a really full coverage foundation. But just for me, because I like really lightweight foundations, I personally prefer like the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation to something like this, just because that one is so lightweight and this one is a little bit heavier. So my final review is that I do like this foundation, but it just is a little bit heavy on my skin and it's not my favorite. So if you guys like this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to be... What the fuck? What the fuck? Bitch tits. Bitch tits, fuck. Fuck bitches get money. Today's video is... what the fuck am I saying? Be a review of the Clinique